Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Had the wrong volume up. Oh, that starts to show off on the wrong foot. But welcome to another edition of the Reaver of Common Sense, making sense out of the senseless, where I, your host, Jersey Joe, deliver logic, truth, unfiltered commentary in a world turned upside down, right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. Let's see, tonight's episode, we're going to be pulling back the curtain on what they don't want you to see. From Congresswoman assaulting ICE has been charged. Biden's health crisis, government denial, deep state power plays, and a ticking time bomb under our very union. Let's not waste time. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and expose some common sense. And I want to thank everybody so far in the chat room. There's a bunch of people in the chat room. BZ, the Phantom. Oh, God, the Phantom's here. The Lost Wanderer. Thank you for being here. And Sackhead. Oh, and Mike Pasquale. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you that are here. And anybody wants to join, all you have to do is go to YouTube, SHR Media, and, well, join the chat from there. But the big news right now that I just found right before coming on air, literally minutes before coming on air, is the big news coming out of Washington today. Congresswoman McLiver, I think it is, I may be pronouncing her name wrong, has been officially charged with violating Title 18, United States Code Section 11A1. That's a mouthful. So let me break it down. She's accused of assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement. In other words, she allegedly took her "don't mess with the police" a little too literally. It's here. I also have the official paperwork. I was floored when I saw this. I never expected any charges. Yes, she was the one at the Newark ICE facility, and she decided to get a little physical. I guess that's an understatement. I don't know if you got how good you guys can see that, but it is the official statement from U.S. Attorney Alina. I take my obligation as U.S. Attorney seriously. I understand the responsibilities that come with my position. I will diligently to uphold the law and deliver justice to the people of New Jersey. After extensive consideration, we have agreed to dismiss Mayor Bacaraka misdemeanor charge of trespassing for the sake of moving forward. In the spirit of public interest, I have invited the mayor to tour Delaney Hall. The government has nothing to hide at this facility, and I will personally accompany the mayor so he can see that firsthand. The citizens of New Jersey deserve unified leadership so we can get to work to keep our state safe. The dismissal against the mayor is not the end of this matter. Congressional oversight is an important congressional or constitutional function, and one that fully support. However, that is not the issue in this case. Representative LaMonica McLiver assaulted, impeded, and interfered with law enforcement in violation of Title 18, U.S. State Code, Section 11A1, as I stated before. That conduct cannot be overlooked by the chief federal law official in the state of New Jersey. And it is my constitutional obligation to ensure that our federal law enforcement is protected when executing their duty. She said duty. I have persistently made efforts to address the issue without bringing criminal charges and have given Representative McAuliffe every opportunity to come to a resolution, but she has unfortunately declined. No one is above the law, politicians or otherwise. It is the job of this office to uphold justice impartially, regardless of who you are. Now we let justice system work. That is some big news coming out. It is going to make heads explode. Yes, Democrats are going to be flipping out. And I'm surprised we didn't see it at all. I didn't see it at all today of any Democrats freaking out about it. Unfortunately, I saw it on Matt Gaetz' X. I'm not a big fan of Matt Gaetz, if you can't tell. But I just, holy... Yeah, she was the battle axe in the red dress with the huge ass and thought she was in the WWE and decided to go all rampage mode. I'm still... Now let's see if this actually goes anywhere. Exactly, Sackhead. They think there's a two-tiered system, that they do not have to abide by the laws that us commoners must follow. Because if you remember, January 6th, they freaked out. You put hands, you pushed an officer. They must be put away for life. Well, you did more than push an officer. So, really, she should be in jail already. And, solitary confinement. No bed, sleeping on the floor. Just like they did to the J6 personnel. Listen, I'm not justifying what they did that day. There were some people that did some really stupid shit. I don't care who started it or what. It is not smart at all to put your hands on law enforcement. It never ends. I don't know if there was a hair on my windsock or if my goatee was pushing back up to my mouth. It never ends well if you put your hands on an officer. Right? If you're right or wrong, it's not going to end well. That's when you take it through the court system. I know it's slow and it's not what a lot of people want. But unfortunately, that is what we have to do sometimes. Well, from what I understand, BZ, correct me if I'm wrong, they did have a scheduled tour. The Congress personnel did. And where everything went to shit was when that mayor decided he was going to tag along and not leave when he was instructed to leave. And that's where everything then just went kaput. The Democrats thought they could do whatever the hell they want. They didn't need to follow rules. And maybe I'm wrong on that, but that was one of the points I was reading, that everything was going good originally, but it just, that mayor kicked everything off. And I'm not happy that he's getting away with not being charged. He broke the law. He didn't leave when he was told to. End of discussion. Remember, no one is above the law. In fact, I got in a discussion with this guy today. I think it was a person, I'll say on X. They were throwing a hissy fit that Donald Trump was able to run for president. He was a convicted felon. He should not have been allowed to run, yada, yada, yada. He was not given a sentence. And he was sentenced. They didn't give him any jail or any punishment, but the judge decided that's what the sentence was going to be. Whether you like it, whether I like it, right now in a court of law, that's what it is. Good evening, Jeremy. I'm glad to have you here. Now I want to see you go through the appeals. I believe it will get appealed. But the point being, no one's above the law. Well, the Constitution states he's able to run. If you do not like that, petition your representatives for a constitutional amendment to change that. Just because you're upset and you don't like it doesn't mean we can change things without changing the law. Democrats want it both ways. They want us following the law to the T, but they want to do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's sort of what this congresswoman did. She wanted to do whatever the hell she wanted to do. Wait a minute. Is Sackhead Sean still here? Sorry, getting a drink at the same time. If you hear Sean, just chime in real quick to let me know. But I just... Hey, no problem. Writing code. Uh-oh. See, I couldn't do computer code. I'm taking I think is what you're talking about. I could not do that. Hell no. That just not is in my brain power. But it was just... Apparently, when officers told her to step back, she took it as a personal invitation to get up close and personal. I don't think she was trying to start a new handshake or launch a wrestling career, but let's just say it didn't end well for her. I think she was trying to start her new WWE career, you know. It just, she went full Royal Rumble on their ass. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does a congresswoman even get charged with assaulting the police? Isn't a Congress supposed to be above the law? As we discussed, it's not. Turns out Congress isn't an immunity club when the only rule is be fabulous. Who knew? Republicans. Title 18, Section 111 is the law that protects law enforcement officers from being attacked while doing their job. Because let's face it, police officers do have a tough gig. And if Congress members start treating them like sparring partners, we're going to need a whole new branch of government. Thank you. I'm glad. I don't know if it's set up right now, but thanks about that, Jeremy. Glad to hear it sounding good. All right, Sean. Pay attention. You got to watch this. All right. There is your Biden bust. I got to finish painting it. And it will be sent out. I got to, do the aging and tarnish it and all that. Not gold. It's bronze. Oh, I tell you. I can't afford gold. I ain't sending Sean gold. He only gets bronze. I tell you. And so you can see it too. There is your killdozer. It's not painting yet, but it'll get there. Nah, you're worth bronze. I was going to do it copper, but I figured I'd be nice and do it bronze. Add the extra metal in there. So, yeah. And here's Shaman has started painting too. And for those that don't understand what I'm talking about is I've been doing a lot of 3D printing. I have more fun printing than painting them and just whatever I do, what I do with them. But yeah, I've been having fun with that. I've got 3 lightsabers I got to paint now. Couple figures I've printed for myself. But yeah, it's been kind of fun. Sorry for jumping off topic there. It's the shiny keys get me all to the side sometimes. But yeah, it's exciting that we actually have an administration that's upholding the law and not creating law to go after people. And of course, that's what you're going to hear. And I want to see what the hell loudmouth AOC and that loudmouth Hakeem Extreme Jeffries has to say. Because, if they try to arrest him, if they touch him, that's going to be the line. USS Nimitz. I got to see if I can get that file and I'll print it out. Now, that actually, one of the pieces I'm getting ready to print, I think it's 5 days total of different pieces. It's 6, 7, 8 pieces that I'm printing out. And it's going to bring out my nerd in me. But the Stargate SG-1 show, there was a creature called a replicator, and they look like these spiders. And it, for the size of it, it takes like 5-6 days of print time. Shit. I normally don't do those. 10-hour print is a little long for me sometimes, but I'm getting more and more into it. But back to, I lost my train of thought. Oh, and we got Hakeem Extreme Jeffries running his mouth. We'll see just what his red line means, because he was making a lot of threats, and AOC has been making a lot of threats. So we'll see exactly what they mean by these threats, because I have a funny feeling that's all it is just a bunch of chest pounding, running their mouths, making threats with nothing to back. But we will see. We will see. Where are we at? Oh. I'm hoping her defense is solid, because I can picture her now. Your Honor, I was just trying to hold the police accountable with a solid right hook. I agree, Mike. Exactly. If they thought that it was unjust what was happening, they could have backed out. How you doing, comic artist? Thank you for being here. They could have backed out and then filed the paperwork, done the proper steps, and if the ICE was wrong, they would have got in trouble for him. But that's not what they wanted. They wanted the big publicity, thinking everybody was going to get behind them. I don't know where the hell the Democrats are thinking that everybody is going to back them as they throw American citizens under the bus, screw over American citizens, so that they can protect not just illegal immigrants. These are hardened criminal illegal immigrants. The ones that were in there, there was a lot in there that were there because of rape, murder. And that's what these Democrats are out there trying to protect. And it blows my mind. And I don't even understand how people can still back the Democrat Party on any of these quote unquote mountains. Damn, time's flying by already, and that's only segment 1. Holy Toledo. We're going to be right back right after this little break.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Ever dream of escaping the daily grind? At Escapist Travel and Tours, we make those dreams your reality. From breathtaking adventures to cultural immersions, we offer escapes tailored just for you. Let us take you to places where every moment feels like a new chapter in your life's adventure. Visit www.escapist.travel or call us today at 1-855-885-81776. Your escape awaits.
Attention, all patriotic women of faith. Yep, I'm talking to you, sis. Are you looking for high-quality, super soft apparel that reflects your love for country and your devotion to God? Look no further than Carry Girl Gear. Picture this. You rocking a tee so soft it's like being hugged by a cloud, all while showing off your love for God and country. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, welcome to reality, babes, because that's what we're all about here at Carry Girl Gear. We specialize in super soft tees, tanks, and more, designed specifically for the strong, patriotic woman who proudly wants to carry their message of faith and freedom. When you shop with us, you're not just getting a t-shirt. You're joining a community of like-minded women who are proud to wear their beliefs straight on their tees. So whether you're sipping sweet tea on the porch or leading the charge for faith and freedom, do it in a Carry Girl tee. Because life's too short for stiff, boring tees. CarryGirl.com, where faith and freedom meets fashion.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa. guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
What is the Edge of Liberty? News, politics, commentary, sarcasm, alcohol, and high blood pressure. It's as American as a good revolution. So tune in every Monday and Friday at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. on the East Coast on the SHR Media Network and KLRN Radio. For details, visit www.shrmedia.com.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Right here.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Oh, where are we going to go from here? Oh, I do want to throw this in here. We are so close to the 500 mark on YouTube. We need 23 more subscriptions. We've been trying to hit this mark, and all it is a free push of a button and doesn't affect you. Where the heck did it go? Here it is.
Hey, it's Sean with SHR Media. We're this close to 500 subscribers. We've been grinding for years to bring you honest, bold, independent, patriotic commentary, and we're this close to crossing a major threshold. And by the way, zero corporate spin or sponsors here. We do it all by ourselves. So if you want to support independent voices in media, especially ones like ours that has a tendency to get throttled somewhere, please like and subscribe and help us pave the way forward. Thank you.
And like I said, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. Yeah, I might throw that apple at her, BZ. I just might throw that apple right at her. So the other thing I want to talk about, that's been and there's so many stuff I want to get over today. It's driving me up a wall. But where did it go? Let's get a little bit of a hope going. For once, just once. I would like to see people research before they go and post on X. Because I admitted it. I had stated the information I had was wrong. When I was with BZ, I think on Saturday, I was told that the no tax on Social Security was part of the big beautiful tax bill that got approved out of committee Saturday night, when it wasn't. What was approved was a $4,000 tax deduction for anybody 65 years and older. And there's reasons why the no tax on Social Security hasn't been put through. I mean, they're pushing this bill through a budget reconciliation. For the ones that don't know, when you have the White House, the Senate, and Congress, you can go through what's called a budget reconciliation. And there's rules that are set up with it. And You need to have those, and it lowers the voting threshold in the Senate from a 60 vote down to a 51 vote and a simple majority in the House. But as I said, there's a thing called, the Byrd rule. I think it's the Byrd rule. Yeah, the Byrd rule. And the Senate prohibits provisions in budget reconciliation bills, which require only a simple majority to pass, as I said, from directly altering Social Security. So they cannot put that no tax on Social Security in that bill. And trying to get that passed otherwise would require a 60 Senate vote to overcome a potential filibuster. And with a closely divided Senate, securing bipartisan support for such a measure is difficult, especially if Democrats oppose it due to fiscal concerns, which means, they're going to lose tax money. They're going to not be able to tax everybody that they want. But it's not because Trump wants to break a promise, or Trump doesn't want to do this for our seniors. Ooh, I didn't even get to check it. Yeah. Shit, it's working. Hee. Finally, yay. On shrmedia.com, we have our shows running. Damn it, shut up. Don't backsass me. We have a live player on there. And my show has not been working. And me and Sean have been going back and forth and haven't been able to figure it out. Finally figured out what it is. For some reason, Streamlabs, when I set up the schedule for the show, it does not allow embedding automatically on the YouTube side. So I have to go in and manually click it every time now. That's what I found out so far. I don't know if there's a way around it so I can finally get it to just allow embedding every time. But now we know why it's not working, and I just found out it is working. So, woo. But yeah, it's Social Security on, no Social Security on, or no tax on Social Security, excuse me. It's Democrats love their taxes. I'm sure if they could tax our speech, they would tax our speech. If they could tax us, sitting here complaining, they would tax that too. And then blame the rich for why we have all these problems. I get tired of that one. I'm so tired of hearing, but it's the rich's fault. No, it isn't. No, it is. But before you go posting, people, and I've been guilty of it, and I've been proven wrong, and hey, I've had to eat crow. Try to look it up. And someone's now complaining about the $4,000 deduction, which phases out at moderate income levels, is a joke. Less than 10% of what was promised. Well, go have a conversation with your Democrat representatives, because they're the ones that are going to block this bill. They're the ones that are not going to allow no tax on Social Security. It's that simple. They can't put it through because of the Byrd rule, which I believe in Mike Pasquale was saying, Robert Byrd, who was a Democrat senator and a grand wizard at one time of the KKK. But yeah, he must have been in a long time ago, long time ago. Oh, wait, no, he retired, what, 2010, was it? Huh, wasn't that long ago. But I digress. Now, I think here's the main story everybody's here for, and that is Biden. The news came out that President Joe Biden has prostate cancer. A pretty aggressive. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Oh, my God. That's spot on. Mr. Joe Biden, that was so much for the minorities who voted against busing black children with white children. He wanted to keep separation going. And he was great pals with Robert Byrd, a KKK Grand Wizard. So much friends that he gave his eulogy. Do you know who else spoke highly of Robert Byrd and said he was the soul of the Democrat Senate? Hillary Clinton. It's funny how they speak highly of that, but then sit there, oh, we're not racist. But that's for a BZ show to talk about some more. Yeah. And the chat is just going off in a positive way on everything that has been going on, and trying to do 20 things at the same time. My producer sucks over here. I think I'm going to have to fire him. I don't know. Let's get back on topic. When we talk facts, we're not just dealing with a tired politician anymore. We're looking at a man in clear cognitive decline. A recent post shows footage of Biden confused during appearances, wandering off stage, losing his train of thought, and needing handlers to guide him. We saw that for 4 years. 4 years. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't take joy in watching someone struggle. I just went through from, October of 2022 until July 2023, helping and leading my father's medical during his bladder cancer, which he succumbed to. I am not out to take away that what Joe Biden's going through is horrible. I don't wish that on almost any people. I can name probably 1 or 2 people I wouldn't mind. To be exact, the guy that shot my father, I would love to see suffer. And pedophiles that go around raping little kids. Otherwise, no. But what happened in that administration is a national security issue. The fact that they covered this up, it should be sending alarms off throughout this country. The fact that the media was complicit in covering up the mental decline and physical decline of Joe Biden, the president. And for Democrats to go out there today and yesterday, and Hakeem Jeffries, we got to end all investigations because Joe Biden has cancer of the prostate. What does that have to do with investigating a national security issue? What does that have to deal with whether a cover-up was done? What does that have to deal with that? Who was running the country? What does that have to do with when they knew, who knew, and why wasn't it released sooner? We've all heard the tapes of the interview with Joe Biden by FBI. And I want to throw this out there. Let me find it. I mean, a certain somebody was attacked bad. Why? Because he dared expose what was going on in the White House. It's like going back and forth between page to page to page. Here.
What is in the rules, Mr. Herr, what is in the rules is you don't gratuitously do things to prejudice the subject of an investigation when you're declining to prosecute. You don't gratuitously add language that you know will be useful in a political campaign. You were not born yesterday. You understood exactly what you were doing. It was a choice. You certainly didn't have to include that language. You could have said, vis-a-vis the documents that were found at the university, the president did not recall. There is nothing more common. You know this. I know this. There is nothing more common with a witness of any age when asked about events that are years old to say, I do not recall. Indeed, they're instructed by their attorney to do that if they have any question about it. You understood that. You made a choice. That was a political choice. It was the wrong choice. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Arizona, did special counsel wish to respond to that final question?
Yes, Congressman, what you are suggesting is that I shape, sanitize, omit portions of my reasoning and explanation to the Attorney General for political reasons.
No, I suggest that you not shape your report for political reasons, which is what you did.
That did not happen, Congressman. That did not.
Hey, remember, that poor agent who Democrats, very selectively when they're going to stick up for law enforcement. Hang on, exactly. I think they are spineless pussies and never stand up. And that is, here we go. I agree. And Republicans almost seem like they don't want to lead. So many times they get to lead, and it seems like they don't want to lead. Now, Adam Schiff was out there again. This man, I have not seen him tell the truth yet. He is constantly lying to the American people. And I mean constantly. He attacked that FBI agent for stating the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. But when did they know that he was in this decline? Who was making the decisions? Who was signing off on stuff? Because we're finding out more and more that Joe Biden didn't sign a lot of documents. Now, that also goes to how binding are these documents without Joe Biden signing them that the auto pen was signing? That is a big question, because you've got people that are not supposed to be making decisions and signing off on stuff doing exactly that. How can we trust anything that happened in that administration follows the law? And that's a big question for everybody. So yes, the man is suffering from prostate cancer. That does not mean we should not investigate what was going on in that administration, because it goes beyond Joe Biden, the president. It goes into the people in his administration. It goes into the vice president. It goes to Congress. And yes, Republicans knew, and they kept their mouth shut, and they're just as much at fault as everybody else. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Ever dream of escaping the daily grind? At Escapist Travel and Tours, we make those dreams your reality. From breathtaking adventures to cultural immersions, we offer escapes tailored just for you. Let us take you to places where every moment feels like a new chapter in your life's adventure. Visit www.escapist.travel or call us today at 1-855-885-81776. Your escape awaits.
Attention, all patriotic women of faith. Yep, I'm talking to you, sis. Are you looking for high-quality, super soft apparel that reflects your love for country and your devotion to God? Look no further than Carry Girl Gear. Picture this. You rocking a tee so soft it's like being hugged by a cloud, all while showing off your love for God and country. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, welcome to reality, babes, because that's what we're all about here at Carry Girl Gear. We specialize in super soft tees, tanks, and more, designed specifically for the strong, patriotic women who proudly wants to carry their message of faith and freedom. When you shop with us, you're not just getting a t-shirt. You're joining a community of like-minded women who are proud to wear their beliefs straight on their tees. So whether you're sipping sweet tea on the porch or leading the charge for faith and freedom, do it in a Carry Girl tee. Because life's too short for stiff, boring tees. CarryGirl.com, where faith and freedom meets fashion.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa, guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
What is the Edge of Liberty? News, politics, commentary, sarcasm, alcohol, and high blood pressure. It's as American as a good revolution. So tune in every Monday and Friday at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. on the East Coast on the SHR Media Network and KLRN Radio. For details, visit www.shrmedia.com.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless.
Here's your apple.
Get the flip out of here. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I got a question. Why does John Brennan always look like he's smelling a really nasty fart? Can anybody explain that to me? Now, they were talking in the chat room about the cancer, and the one thing that amazes me is how weak cancer actually is. The problem, everything that's been explained to me, and some of the new treatments that they're coming up with, is the coating that's around the cancer protects it and makes the body think it's part of itself. So the body never tries to destroy the cancer. Now, when they hit proteins and other chemicals that can block that, then the body goes, oh, there's a foreign body there, attack it, and it can actually fight off cancer. It's getting the body to realize that cancer is not a good thing. But I digress again. It just... BZ, she doesn't need any encouragement. I can tell you that. But it's... Where was the media? Silent. They spun it. They ignored it. And worse, they protected it. If this were Trump, the 25th Amendment would have been thrown around faster than Hunter Biden's laptop was buried. This isn't compassion. It's complicity. And if Biden was not the one making the decision, who is? Do I think we'll ever get that answer? Not really. But there is a video out there. And let me see what I got left. Let me play that video. James O'Keefe put out. That has supposedly a Biden administration personnel explaining exactly who was in charge and just how bad it was. Let me pull that video up. I'm shocked people still open their mouths knowing that James O'Keefe is out there. I'd be so tight-lipped on everything, I would not say shit. Night. Have a good night, Mike, and thank you. Thank you very much for being here. It's appreciated. Don't forget, people, 23 more subscribers to hit 500. I think Sackhead Sean, BZ, myself, and Big Earl, and a later to be named host. That's under top secret classified documents right now. We might do a surprise for the 500 subscriber. Well, it's James O'Keefe has people doing it for him. It's his company that puts it out. Let's see, where am I? 23 though. 23 people. I'm not going to play the whole video because it's 17 minutes long, and that would just take out the rest of my show.
Who would you say is the most powerful person at the White House?
Jeff.
Jeff is the most powerful person at the White House.
Other than like the president. There's probably like 5 or 6 people that work for Joe Biden and have worked for him for 30 years. One of them is Ron Clay. Ron worked for Biden when he was like a senator. There's a guy named Steve Ricchetti. He's like a senior advisor at the White House. Anita Dunn. Yeah, she's a senior advisor at the White House. Gene Sperling. He's an economics guy. Oh, his sister, Biden's sister, she like runs the Biden Foundation. They're the people that run his different departments. If they put it on his desk saying like, hey, we think you should do this to Obama's house.
So I feel like Barack Obama's still very like involved.
No, he is.
Yeah, Hillary was being interviewed, and she said, I still talk to the White House every day.
She has people that are like super close to her that are still like senior people in the White House.
So who is she talking to in the White House?
Probably Neera Tanden.
I hope Hillary's still involved behind the scene.
No, she is.
Treasonous Barack Obama, and that's what comes up. He was the key. And Hillary Clinton were running the White House under Joe Biden. Obama is very involved, says Tyler Robinson, special advisor to the administrator, U.S. Small Business Administration, working directly as a deputy to the chief of staff, Ron Klain, who Roger Stone said, if they steal the election in 2020, it'll be Ron Klain, who works for who? Barack Obama.
But as I was saying, I don't know if we'll ever truly know because no one's going to come out and with proof throw down and say, this is who and what happened. Everybody is too, I guess the correct word would be tribalism nowadays. There's no loyalty to the American people when it comes to these administration, and it's sickening. But you now have the people on the left, and it just seems to get worse. And the term national divorce is used to sound extreme. Something out of a dystopian novel. But scroll through social media, walk through your town, or watch any protest. It's no longer an idea on the fringe. It's being talked about by mainstream Americans on both sides. I could pull video after video after video and just take up my whole show just on this subject alone. Here it is. I was just getting ready to. I swear I need a producer. My PA needs to grow up and learn to be a producer quicker. Not grow up, I shouldn't say that. That was kind of rude. All right.
The country is broken, and it cannot be reconciled anymore. It's too late. It cannot be put back together. It is too late. Republicans, those who continue to vote and support the current president, cannot ever be reconciled with those on the progressive left or left of center who just want to move forward. We can never together find consensus. It's simply impossible. We are past that. It cannot be fixed. It's broken. It's just broken. The only way forward. There's no other.
I got to stop real quick because his right eye screen left. Is it me or does he have a black eye?
Other alternative. The only way forward is for blue states to separate themselves from red states. We form our own country and we leave them to form their own country with their constitution the way they want it. They want to ban abortion? Do it. They want to have gun everywhere? Do it. We don't. These are fundamental problems that can never be reconciled, ever. They form their own country, they go away. Goodbye, have a wonderful life. I hope it works for you. And then we do the same. And we stop apportioning 2 senators per empty state. That doesn't make any sense. We move forward in a logical, common sense way. That's the only way that this continent can survive. It's over. The idea of this country is over.
And no, VZ, if you're going to be in a blue state, let's, for the sake of argument, say we do separate into two United States. And these leftists decide, well, I'm going to stay in my blue state because I want to stay here because I believe in that. Well, that's where you're going to stay. There's no, holy shit, things are going south. Can I come over there? No. Yeah, I knew exactly what you meant, Wander, and it's exactly, and that's, listen, I never claimed to be that smart. I've said multiple times on this show, one of the reasons I do this because I am just an everyday man. I'm not out there using hoity-toity 25-cent rule words. I'm just an everyday person. And I try to talk about what we're thinking. But I get so sick of the left just because they got a piece of paper that they paid tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for, thinking they're smarter. That piece of paper, just because you graduated from college, does not make you more intelligent. Does not make you smarter than me. I know there's some people that are somewhat smarter than me, and they got a college degree. But they couldn't fix a garage door. They couldn't fix their car. They could barely change. They couldn't change oil in their car. They couldn't sheetrock a wall. You know, they couldn't go out there and extricate someone from a car that's in a bad crash, figuring out what's going on medically. Just because a piece of paper does not make you more intelligent. And that's the problem with the left. They've been told they went to a higher education. They're smarter than us. Let me tell you, I'll take some of these rednecks down here in the South and put them over any Harvard-educated personnel. It's not the piece of paper. It's what you use it with, what you use your brain for, and how you use your brain. I know people that can recite baseball stats from 60 years ago. Ask them to change a garbage disposal, and they'll look at me like I got 3 heads. They think they're smarter than us. They think their way's better than us. I'm wondering, because I keep asking myself, and it worries me. I don't think we can go back as a country. I want it to. I don't think we can. There's too much divide. There's been too much hatred. And too much animosity that's there. I don't think we can go back. I want to. But nobody's willing to give an inch on either side. It just... This country is at a crossroads right now. And I don't know what the answer is. I'll never say I know the answer outright. But if we do separate, I'm going to laugh. Because I know where I live, it's going to be the Republican. I'm in the South here. And let me tell you, we'll have the better military. We have great economics down here. Our economy's great down here. Don't believe in massive taxes. The Northeast is going to be in trouble, and they'll probably be invaded by Canada within no time. And yes, Jeremy, exactly. For years and years and decades, we gave feet, not inches. We gave feet, like you said. Constantly trying to be the arbiter of what's right. Oh, okay. We'll agree with that. Look at Reagan. Reagan agreed to give amnesty to illegal immigrants in exchange for border security. The Democrats said, oh, you got to give the amnesty and then we'll talk border security. And what happened? He gave the amnesty and the Democrats went, fuck you. We're not giving you border security. They've done it time and time again. And that's where I agree. We can't give that inch anymore. We can't give a millimeter. Because when we do, it goes the old saying, give an inch and they take a foot. Give a foot and they take a yard. And that's what just keeps going on. But if liberals want their own state, have at it. Shit, I just noticed the time. I said my piece, but now I want to hear yours. Some of the topics I didn't know we didn't get all to everything, but I think it covers these. Biden's health is being covered up deliberately. Should Comey be investigated for lying under oath? Is a national divorce inevitable? Or can we turn the ship around? And what do you think about Social Security tax repeal? Head to X, tag me at Jersey Joe Talks, or drop your thoughts in the YouTube comments. And let me know what you have to say about these topics. And let's make common sense common again together. But we're living through a time when truth is dangerous, honesty is attacked, and silence is celebrated. Here with Reaver of Common Sense, we ask the questions everyone's afraid to answer. And we don't back down when the heat rises. Stay sharp, stay free, and stay loud like a motherfucker. I'm Jersey Joe. Have a great night, and I'll see you Friday, 9 p.m. right here on shrmedia.com.